Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the St. Louis Blues Relocation franchise here on Madden 25. Today is the day we try to get back to dominance. It's the playoff episode. We have had a few years of down play where we haven't been able to win a championship after all of the success that we had where we won 4 straight championships with the dynasty we put together earlier a few years ago. The past couple of years have been a little bit more down to earth. And now, for the first time since that dynasty was around, we have a chance to get back and hold a championship again. It's going to be difficult, but this is the best team we've had since those years with Trevor Lawrence and the boys. So, if it's going to happen without Trevor Lawrence as the quarterback, this is our best shot. I can't wait. It's the playoff episode, so however long we go is how long the video goes. So you know by now, I don't know, but you know the timestamp. So how long the video is, you know how much success or how little success we had in today's video. If you're going to enjoy, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see if we can get back to prominence and build a second dynasty. We will start today's episode with a game against division rival Tennessee in the divisional round. This is what the playoff bracket looks like if you are curious. We have the number 1 seed taking on the Titans. Then it's the 3-seeded Raiders versus the 4-seeded Bengals. And then over on the NFC side, it's the 1 seed versus the 7 seed as well. Seahawks versus Bucks. And then Packers versus Saints. It's almost exactly the same. It's kind of scary, actually. The only difference is the Saints are the 5 seed and the Bengals are the 4 seed. So everything else is the same, though, which is kind of crazy. We've got to win a championship. That's what I want to do. If you're curious about any regular season stats or how we finished up the regular season, go check out the last episode, and you can see all of that good stuff. Let's take one final look at the roster before we jump into today's first game. And no, I'm not trying to extend the video length, even if we, just in case we lose game number 1. We've got Addison Arrington, who is our quarterback. He replaced Trevor Lawrence from when we traded him to the Raiders. And we are trying, very much so, to make him the next big thing. And I think we can if he wins a lot of playoff games today. This offense is very good, this defense is very good, and this team is very, very good. 14 wins through the regular season and a divisional matchup against the Tennessee Titans. We will jump in and play the game, play the moments, as we always do. Let's do this, and let's do this right. It is time for the divisional round, and I don't know how much I'm going to be jumping in. I guess it depends on how difficult it is for us to score, so we'll see. But we do tie it at 7, and we get the ball back immediately, score again. It's 14-7. That's a good start. Allow a field goal. It's 14-10, but we're driving down the field again, and we score another touchdown, 21-10. That's good, but the Titans get a score. Okay, here we go. They make it 21-18, but Tennessee is in possession of the football with a chance to win it with 2:12 to go and all their timeouts. This would be absolutely devastating to lose, and it might happen because that was a really good start. That was a really, really good start. That takes them to the 2-minute warning, though. They're going to have to use their timeouts if they're not careful. They are going to have to use their timeouts. If they get into field goal range, they can tie, but obviously they're going to want to win it with a touchdown. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, that's to the corner. Wow. Wow. Right to the sideline, man. That ball lobbed up, floated really far. I thought that we were going to be able to get some ground on that and be able to catch it, but no, that we weren't able to. And they're able to keep a timeout without using it. They're staying on these sides. I mean, they're doing the right thing. They're doing exactly what they need to do. They are playing the sidelines. They are getting out of bounds and saving their timeouts. They're doing exactly what I would do. But it's annoying. Oh, that's a incomplete pass, and that's on that was on 3rd down. This could end up being bad for the Titans here. They have now made it a 4th-and-1 situation. We're going to be Batman, Michael Keaton, and we're going to try to get to the quarterback here. He's not going to, but we're going to get him anyway, and we turn the ball over. It's Dallas Turner. Not Dallas, DJ Turner. Wait, what? What's his name? I completely blanked on his name. It's Dallas Turner, I think is who it is. I don't know why I forgot his name. Who's DJ Turner? DJ Turner's a corner, isn't he? It's Dallas Turner who gets the sack on Miller. That's an absolutely massive one. And he's a team captain for a reason. He's a team captain for a reason. We turn the ball over on the Tennessee Titans. Whitfield will get the ball. They use their first timeout. 1 first down seals this game, and we move on to the AFC Championship against either the Raiders or the Bengals. If we play the Raiders, that would be pretty notable because the Raiders are who we traded Trevor Lawrence to and who we got Addison Arrington from. So it would be pretty notable if that's who we played. We make it to a 4th-and-2. We used all of the Tennessee timeouts, and they want me to go for it to try to ice this game. That is a risky decision, but I like it. I'm going to go for it. And I'm eyeing Larry Sharp as the man to do it. He will do it. He secures the first down, and that, my friends, is probably the end of the ball game. We will jump out of this one. All we got to do is kneel it, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We hold on. That defensive drive was massive. Turner with the sack on 4th down. Absolutely huge. 3 touchdowns for Addison Arrington in that game. And we will successfully have a playoff victory. Moving on to the AFC Championship. Will we have a historical matchup against Trevor Lawrence and the Raiders? The Raiders. Or will we play against Cincinnati? I kind of want it to be the Raiders simply for the storyline factor. But it will be Cincinnati. Cincinnati has beaten the Vegas Raiders 33-21. It'll be 1 versus 4 and 5 versus 7. The Buccaneers are on a miracle run. The Buccaneers have beaten the 2 seed. They've beaten the 1 seed, and now they try to beat the 5 seed. That's crazy. What an NFC championship that is. All the top seeds fall. But we are the last top seed remaining here in the playoffs. It's us versus the Bengals. It's a home playoff game. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets crazy. We have a chance to go back to the Super Bowl somewhere we haven't been in a couple of years since Trevor Lawrence was around. It all comes down to this. Let's go to the Super Bowl. I was kind of happy getting the Cincinnati Bengals because I thought that'd be an easier matchup, but I realized that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are still on this team even all these years later. So this could be a little tricky. But I say that we're up 14-0. Now it's 14-7. We'll see what happens here in the second half when we can get to it. 21-7, 23-7. Must have got a safety or something. I don't know, but we will jump in here in the third quarter up 23-7, kind of cruising to maybe a simple AFC championship, something we haven't won since the days of the Dynasty with T-Law and the crew. 4th and 6. Good tackle by the Bengal player. And you know what? I'm going to jump in here and go for it. I know that sounds a little crazy, being up 23-7 in the third quarter. It's unnecessary just to add extra points, but I think we can deliver a first down here if we play the right play. And I'm going to actually scramble here, and I'm actually going to not throw the ball. You know what? I screwed myself on that one. That's all my fault. And the Bengals were able to get a touchdown, and not only that, but they got a 2-point conversion as well. So they've made this more of a game than it needed to be. And it's all because of me. I hate myself. Hand off to Whitfield, and Whitfield will take us to the 22. Good job, Landon. And he's talking trash to a Cincinnati defender. The cojones on Landon Whitfield. I like it. 2:30 to go in the game. Obviously, they'll start using their timeouts when we get to the after the 2-minute warning, which should be after this play. And it will be. Okay, so we're up 23-15. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, they'll start using their timeouts. I kind of want to use all of their timeouts before we score, but I mean, that's easier said than done. We'll see what happens here. We should be able to, though, if we hand this ball off to Whitfield. There's the first timeout used by Cincinnati. And yes, I did put Cincinnati in their old school uniforms, the ones from the Andy Dalton era is what I like to think of them as. I know that they were obviously have more history than that, like like Boomer Esiason and all that kind of stuff. But these are the ones that I think of when I think of the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not a big fan of their not really new jerseys, their current jerseys, I guess I should say. I mean, they're just kind of whatever. I think they're fine. They're not like hard to look at. They're not like offensive to look at or anything. I don't know. I like these better. These have more personality. Maybe that's nostalgia talking because these are the jerseys that they were wearing when I was growing up. That's very possible. But I don't know. I like these jerseys better. And I like a lot of the older jerseys better. That's probably nostalgia talking. Like I like the Patriot jerseys, the older ones, the Tom Brady jerseys better. But I mean, they won championships in those jerseys. They have won nothing in the jerseys they wear now, so I think they should change those. I like the old Jets jerseys, the ones with the white helmet. Those I think, although I will admit, I was not a fan of the Jets jerseys when they first changed. But now that they've added a little bit of white accent around the green, the solid green, I do like them a little bit better. I will admit that. But the original change, like when they first announced they were changing from the white helmet to the solid green helmet, and they went with like the full green color scheme, I did not like them. They were not good. But now they've added a little bit of white accent around it, a little bit of white trim. It looks a lot better. I do like them a lot. I still prefer the white helmet, but I do like the jerseys now. As I'm talking about what jerseys I like, we win the AFC Championship, beat the Bengals, and move on to the Super Bowl. So we are kind of cruising right now to a Super Bowl championship. This is exactly what I wanted to have happen. I wanted this situation. We are proving that we are not just Trevor Lawrence. He did not. We didn't just need Trevor Lawrence to win a bunch of Super Bowls. We can do it without him. But we will see who we play. Will it be the 7-seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the 5-seeded New Orleans Saints? Can the Bucs complete their Cinderella run? No. Their Cinderella run ends at the NFC Championship. Man, I thought they were going to be able to do it, man. They had so much momentum. I thought they were really going to be able to take it all the way to the Super Bowl. But now it's the Saints who will become our victims. They went 12-5. To be fair, 12-5 and being the 5 seed, that means the NFC must have been absolutely insane. But we will take them down, win a championship, and end off this playoff video in absolute style. Let's do this. It's the Super Bowl. We got to try to build that dynasty back up. The Super Bowl is here. Blues versus Saints. St. Louis versus Nolans. We're up 6-0. Now it's 7-6 Saints lead. We get a field goal making it 9-7. Late second quarter, add another field goal, possibly 12-7. But that still doesn't matter if they get a touchdown. No, they only get a field goal out of it. It's 10-12. This is a weird scoring Super Bowl. It's another field goal. This is such a weird, no touchdowns barely. This is absolutely insane. It's 13-12 in the Super Bowl, but we are knocking on the door of a touchdown. We're jumping in here, giving the ball to Landon Whitfield, and he's going to power his way through. He's at the 1. His hip went down. Yep. Went down before that ball crossed. But that's a great start. And all we got to do is hand this ball off to him one more time, and we can win a Super Bowl. And there it is. Super Bowl could be ours. Big touchdown. Defense needs to hold up. And the defense did hold up. They did exactly what they needed to do. And now it becomes a game of just running the clock down. It's 18-13. Saints have no more timeouts left. There's a minute 26 to go. Whitfield gets the first down, and I think that might have secured another Super Bowl for the franchise. And it has. The St. Louis Blues are once again on top of the football world. Super Bowl champions for the St. Louis Blues. That's number 5 in franchise history, and the first post-Trevor Lawrence dynasty. A new dynasty could be in the making. An Addison Arrington dynasty could be in the making. As he's getting talked to. He might be Super Bowl MVP, you never know. Look at Brian Thomas and Miss Juice up there hugging on the stands, or on the celebration thing. The big platform. They've been together since the beginning. Brian Thomas has been here since the legitimate start of the series. Only one touchdown, 163 yards. I don't think Addison Arrington is going to get Super Bowl MVP here. It could go to Whitfield. It could go to, it could go to literally anybody at this point. I don't really know who had a good game. But another championship for the good guys. First, in the post Trevor Lawrence era, we will advance one more week to see the season recap. But what a game, man. What a season. I felt good about this season. Other seasons I felt good about, but that was kind of just like, oh, I feel kind of good. No, I felt real good about this season. I felt like this could be our chance to win a championship, and it was. We get back on top. We're back on the mountain, and it is going to go to Brian Thomas Jr. Congratulations to him. He wins Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow gets MVP of the league, so we beat the MVP in the AFC Championship game. Miss Juice gets another Coach of the Year. I think that's her fifth, maybe. Maybe I think because didn't she win it every year of the Dynasty? I don't know. Let's check. I guess. CeeDee Lamb and Greg Rousseau are the Players of the Year. Ryan Rivers and Terrence McMichael are the Rookies of the Year. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. The very first Super Bowl of the series was Eagles Ravens. Eagles get it done. Then year number 2 was Colts beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Coach Miss Juice got Coach of the Year that year. Then we've got us starting our dynasty with Trevor Lawrence getting Super Bowl MVP. That was our first one, beating the Packers. Then we go back to back. Trevor Lawrence gets his second MVP, beating the Vikings. Then we go 3 in a row with Trevor Lawrence beating the Falcons and getting a third MVP. Then we go 4-peat, which I didn't think was going to be happening, but we did. And Trevor Lawrence got all 4 of those Super Bowl MVPs, 27-21 over the Seahawks. Then we missed a year with the Ravens and Falcons getting the Super Bowl. And then we're back on top. So it only took us a year to get back to a Super Bowl. And Miss Juice had 2 Coach of the Years, which is pretty awesome. But we finally win a Super Bowl post-Trevor Lawrence era, which is pretty sick. Let's take one final look at not the schedule, let's take one final look at the legacy leaderboard so that we can see Miss Juice, where her legacy stands. She's currently the number 3 head coach in NFL history, obviously because Bill Belichick not in Madden. She's won 5 Super Bowls, 5 AFC championships, and 2 Coach of the Year awards. That's already better than Andy Reid, but because Andy Reid has more legacy score, he's better than her. And John Madden has a 20,000, even though he's only won 1 Super Bowl and 1 AFC championship. Really, if we're going strictly by the numbers, Miss Juice is the greatest quarterback or the greatest coach in NFL history. 5 Super Bowls, 5 AFC championships, 2 coaches a year. If we're talking who's on this legacy leaderboard, I mean, obviously Belichick's the best coach in NFL history, but if we're talking who's on this legacy leaderboard, Miss Juice is better than all these guys. But she's 3rd on the list. And if we go to quarterback, Trevor Lawrence should be up here somewhere. There he is. He's number 7 with his 4 Super Bowls that he got. Addison Arrington probably is jumping pretty close now with a big Super Bowl. Where's good old Addison? He's number 39. He adds a Super Bowl to his resume. Good for him. Running backs, we probably don't have anybody too high. We do have ETN, who I think was ETN not on our team? He must not have been because he didn't have any Super Bowls. Who was Pacheco was our running back for at least 2 Super Bowls. He's got 2 of them. Oh, we had Blake Corum. That's right. Blake Corum was here for most of it. I forgot about that. Blake Corum was our running back. There's Whitfield. He's number 22. What about wide receivers? We probably have the top of them. There's Jamar Chase at the top. There's Devontae Smith at the top. We've got Amon-Ra was here for 3 Super Bowls. He got all 3 of those. Brian Thomas Jr. has obviously been here since the beginning. He's got all 5. Tight end, Travis Kelce, who is retired now at this point. Defensive, Greg Rousseau's right up there. Will Anderson Jr. is right up there. Do we have any D tackles? Not that I see. Micah Parsons is at the top. There's Chase Young. TJ Watt, 16 yearly awards. That's pretty crazy. Chop Robinson's number 3. Good for Chop. Only because he's got Super Bowls, not because he's done anything else. But good for Chop. There's Dallas Turner with all 5 Super Bowls. All right. I just really wanted to see Miss Juice's legacy, even though technically she's the best coach in NFL history at this point. But that is going to be where we end this episode. Now, what I want to do is I want to talk quickly before we wrap up the video. I want to talk about what's going to happen with this series officially. So I've come to the decision that since Madden 26 is coming out in August, which is right around the corner at this point, I'm recording this in late May, and it's going to be uploaded in late May. So we've only got 1 full month and then maybe like a half a month of August or a month of July. Actually, no, we got 2 full months because we got June and then July, and then all or a little bit of August until Madden comes out. But I do want to wrap this series up before we get to probably July, obviously. I don't want to be doing the series in July. So what we will be doing is from here on out, we will be doing one full season per video. We'll instead of doing half a year like we had been doing, we will do a full year of simulation, probably not jumping into many games, if any at all. We'll do a full season, including playoffs, including off season, and we will speed run some years to kind of see the careers of some of our guys like Brian Thomas Jr., Will Anderson Jr., obviously Addison Arrington, all the guys that have been with us for a while, see how their careers pan out, see who makes the Hall of Fame, all that kind of good stuff. And then we will have one final video where we wrap up the series. We kind of go over what happened, kind of like what I did in this video, but a more extensive one where we take a look at like career stats and all that kind of stuff. So we'll have that final video that will end it, and that'll be coming very soon. I don't know how many more seasons I'll go. Let me take a look at how old some of our guys are first here. So Dallas Turner is 29. Thomas Jr. is 29. Anderson Jr. is 30. So basically, we'll probably have to go, I'd say, maybe 4 years, 5 years for all these guys to wrap up their careers. I guess we could have some stragglers who stay around longer than what I'm thinking, but a lot of our stars are in their late 20s, about to be 30. So we will go until most of them have called it a career, see how their careers pan out, see if we can win any more championships. I will probably have less of a hand on what we do with the team, like trading or drafting or free agents or anything like that. I'll probably just kind of let the CPU handle most of that and see how if the dynasty can form, and just kind of maybe stand back, take a little step back and see how the team does without my input, as much of my input. I'll still have a little bit of input, but see how the team does on its own. So that's kind of my plan. That's kind of what I'm thinking to wrap up this series. So there's probably only going to be maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 episodes left. Maybe that'll take us into middle June with this series, and then we'll wrap it up then. And we will say goodbye to the St. Louis Blues. We've had a lot of success. I don't think it's as much success as we had with the Desperados last year in Madden 24, but that's a lot of success. And we could have more. There's still some seasons to go, so we could have some more success along the line because it's still a pretty good team. But next episode will be the final, like, super hands-on, in-depth video because it'll be the off-season. We'll see how we do, and then we'll go from there, starting with a full season next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.